Table 2, Group 2 in these semi-final stage is now underway. And we're underway here. John Higgins and Joe Perry get things started across the arena.
Yeah, I played him a couple of times actually, Dominic. Oh,
what?
I mean, look at that as a starter. There's not many players would have played that shot, particularly with Judd Trump following them. I think for half the field who are playing today haven't played on the table they're now playing on.
5.
Big deal that to the uninitiated, but it will make a difference. When you're playing on these multiple table events that we have and you're on table 7 in the car park, you don't really feel involved in the tournament, and the table's exactly the same, the balls are the same, but I think it's more the psychological
21.
thing. Could have expected better from that shot, hit them well.
23.
That's a good comparison to make there, Phil, actually, because I think both of these players are
24.
guilty of being rather unpredictable at times. Unfortunately for Zhao Xintong, he suffered a terrific kick there.
Oh, lovely shot. Lovely shot there, much more difficult than they look on the screen. Not much pocket to aim at from there. And now he plays the top spin.
But if he were to make a mistake now, he's done all the
38.
hard work for his opponent, Judd Trump, and we know how he can score.
Zhao Xintong. 38.
Absolutely, Dom. He's played a good shot there, putting the brown safe. A little bit of an insurance policy, but this is, we've made the analysis all week. This is the difference between a John Higgins style of break building, where you mop up the loose shreds and take what you're given with the split at the end, or you open them early like we did there, and now you risk the counter.
You can just feel a certain atmosphere within the two players there in the arena, just how things are at the moment, and they're both very, very wary of each other. We see another tremendous long pot there from Zhao Xintong. Good position on the pink.
And good call, Dominic. He couldn't avoid it, you were right. He could have risked playing it ultra slowly across the nap, but we've seen those go wrong before, haven't we? So just took the extra points there and hoped, trusted to luck a little bit, but Lady Luck wasn't on his side that time and just extends his lead to 45 points. What's that mistake going to cost him? Judd actually tried to move the brown there. How's the flick on the black?
1.
Not great, but not the best start from Judd Trump here, it has to be said. Early days.
I do like watching Judd Trump break build. He has some very, I wouldn't say unusual ideas, but different to most. He really does hedge his bets sometimes positionally. As you say, definitely played to cannon that brown into play there, but he knows there are a lot of colours around, and he sort of expects to be on one of them, and if it works out, he's given himself a frame-winning chance. I like that.
And the great thing about this is that it's prime time. And he salvages so many of these frames.
Of course, the other factor just to consider, obviously with the COVID regulations that we're all experiencing, as we see Judd bang that long red in. Look at the pace he's played it with to come back for the blue, my goodness. Knew that a bolt colour was no good to him, trailing by 55 at the time.
7.
Just get that little 10-15 minute warm-up backstage before we all come onto the stage, but that's not really enough when you haven't played for at least 24 hours prior. To come in and out of bolt, missing the green, back for the blue. Real Judd Trump special.
The red on the cushion, not best for the left-hander, but of course he can switch hands if needs be.
Well, it's become a very trendy thing to do actually in the game. I was just thinking that if you think back to when we first saw it, to have become so fashionable and trendy. Everyone's at it these days.
Yes, I'm afraid when I try to play a shot left-handed,
10.
it has to be extremely rudimentary to say the least. But yeah, I remember the days when Ronnie O'Sullivan did defeat
13.
Alain Robidoux and played the match predominantly left-handed, and of course Alain,
Zhao Xintong. 13. And the frame.
a draw, having lost that first frame, he'd have to win the 3 remaining ones, and it's a big ask, especially when your opponent's won the first frame and is therefore more confident than at the beginning of the match.
You don't want to be moving all those reds. You don't know where they're going to go. So don't play the thick safety. Play the thin one. fact, he actually played the single red. That's better than opening the reds everywhere, but he's way short with the cue ball.
1.
Oh, yeah, nice shot. No one really expected him to miss that, did we? But he struck that lovely.
No.
Oh, it's just gone awkward. That's a little unlucky.
$17.
Bridging over intervening balls, as he's had to do on more than one occasion in this break.
25.
One of those things that Trump makes look so much easier than it actually is.
Realised the potential for failure there, so played for one of the loose reds.
31.
At the back of the pack.
38.
Indeed, and knocking this one in.
Yeah, a little bit short there. He played for the red to the corner. It was a bit of a dead reaction off that black ball there. But he's okay. Oh, it wasn't
Judd Trump.
just far jaw.
46.
As I say, he actually played for the red to the corner. Wasn't on it. He didn't mean to play for that red. No, he definitely should have potted that red, obviously, but this was always far jaw.
I think as a youngster coming through the ranks in China, that you don't have a history of snooker in China whereby you can go to your club and play with very experienced players and learn from them, which of course was the case we did as youngsters growing up, and we learned from them.
1.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dominic, as we see another crushing long run. I suppose the balance here for someone like Xintong is when you can pot like this, he's got every shot in the book. Perhaps you don't need to worry about the other aspects of the game, but if you want to take the game to the next level, which he's undoubtedly capable of, if he could just take on board those extra things, I think he'd see his game come on leaps and bounds, because he's got every shot in the book.
No.
As long as he didn't push it towards the pink. Oh, and he has. That could make things
33.
difficult. And then he would have accidentally cannoned the other red that's pushed it towards the pink now. Oh, that was a kick, my goodness.
41.
Massive kick.
Well, he's certainly lucky there. What a fluke. We've seen so many flukes of that nature this week, where
48.
a player jaws and goes across the cushion, either the bulk end of the table or the top.
Has he knocked it on? No, he hasn't.
Just the brown off its spot. He's got to keep this red safe. The object ball's safe, the shot's safe. Now where's this going? It'll be actually pretty good when it stops.
Zhao Xintong. 56.
This looks good. This is trouble. Managed to hit it enough to get it to the side cushion. There we are, what a great pot.
1.
Didn't touch the sides, so he's going to need another one here.
That, I didn't think it was in, to be honest. It caught an awful lot of that near jaw.
6.
Sean was referring to the slight differences in these tables to the star tables that we're more accustomed to, and maybe we saw one of those differences there. Maybe that wouldn't have gone in. That
He's 5 behind.
13.
He needs blue, pink and black.
18.
Oh,
31 on the front.
what a clearance from Judd Trump. And you know, it's just a fraction of an inch. But the green falling in there, that could mould the entire day. He's back on level terms. All permutations still on the board. I can tell you, by the way, that John Higgins now leads Joe Perry by 2 frames to 0. Perry, as he did in the first frame, missing a couple when he was in the second. We talk about the established star up against the youngster who runs around the table. Well, The average shot time would suggest otherwise. 23.7 seconds for Zhao so far, which is slow for him. Trump's average shot time just under 20 seconds. And that pocket has been very kind to Trump now on 2 occasions. One, taking the green. Secondly, repelling that red.
Neither player really likes a situation like this where a McCullough is covering a pocket, because the tendency is to load the table that side. Oh, got away with one there. Just caught the red's fractionally too thick. Kissed the red, nearly hit the bump of the middle, but I think he's covered this red with the blue.
Potentially leaving the pot on for Judd Trump.
To be so careful in these situations. It's not just about getting the cue ball in a safe position, it's what are you going to leave. Potential doubles. He's had a little half attempt at the double there himself, but you know, in doing so he's left one on for Judd here now. The red on the black spot, doubles to the left centre. Not just about the cue ball in these scenarios.
Oh, but Judd has managed to remove both of the reds that were near bulk, and that's a very creative safety from him. Well played.
One.
It's a very well thought out shot.
He was wide enough, but ultimately he was okay.
I hate these types of shots, but Judd pots such a high percentage.
14.
It's funny how some shots suit your eye, Dominic, isn't it? You know, certain shots you always struggle with your whole career. Played very nicely indeed. He's not going to look as good as he does left-handed, but he's definitely able to mix it, playing with the opposite hand. Just played into an area there. He was anywhere down underneath the pink spot, he was going to be on those 2 reds there.
25. 34.
But when it comes to weaving the cue ball in and out of bulk,
I mean, there's absolutely no question that, as I've said a few times, a lot of us now are using, you know, this new reduced friction brand of chalk. It definitely helps
40.
with kicks and bounces, but, you know, some players feel as if they're a bit more prone to a miscue. What a rescue shot that is, Judd. Great shot.
48.
when you play him, he must break your heart because he gives you hope and then he dashes it by potting brilliant balls such as that.
Judd Trump, 53.
Yeah, the other thing, I suppose, the 5 reds in a cluster there, just around the pink, he didn't really want to move them because they're all tied up. I don't think he could see them anyway, so I suppose he had to play a safety from one of the 2 safe reds. It was a very creative shot from Judd, and he is a very creative safety player, there's no doubt about that. Oh, that's so unlucky. What a great effort.
Move ahead.
1. Seven. 12.
Just this red leaves Zhao leading snookers.
13.
It would take him over 600,000 points clear of Ronnie O'Sullivan in second place.
21.
Nicely played, removing that red, knowing he would always be on the one
27.
to the corner pocket.
Foul.
Oh.
27 Judd Trump for Zhao Xintong. Frame, Judd Trump.
Unusual end to the frame, but nevertheless, it's a frame very much to Judd Trump's liking. He started the scoring with 53. When he got his second chance, he pounced. You would think from Zhao's perspective, winning this frame It's an absolute must.
You know, Xintong's had plenty of chances in this match and just hasn't had the composure to string them together. I know we talk about how great he is, you know, single ball potting and all the rest of it, but his mistakes today have been between the ears. And if I were in his corner, that's where I'd be saying, this is what we need to work on now. He's got a reserve red waiting for him.
Finishing off with 86 there. Higgins 3, Perry 0. Next up on table 2, it's Corin Wilson against Ken Doherty.
11.
Or will he play for the red at the bottom of the pack that's available and use it? Although that's gone wrong.
Bit of a reprieve this for Zhao Xintong. He needs to start doing something now. He hasn't been involved in this match really for a good half an hour. It's all been Judd Trump.
Oh, and that's a monster fluke. Goodness me. And as you say, Phil, meanwhile, the cue ball did a somersault round the middle pocket and perfectly on the blue.
In the 90s, they used to say, wish I had the look of that Stephen Hendry.
7.
Now maybe Trump's the man. It's amazing when you're the best. Tony Drago was scared of flying. It's true. When he went to overseas tournaments, he wouldn't
15.
come back or indeed go there unless he knew he was on the flight with either Davis or Hendry because he thought they were lucky.
Very difficult to see this going wrong here for Judd. Doesn't have to play any complicated shots here, just has to keep them to the line.
What I'm used to seeing from him, he seems to have changed his game slightly. Well, I was saying that, I mean, Judd was only a couple of balls away from being 2-0 behind in this match.
So Judd Trump on the way to victory here. Already with a victory under his belt is John Higgins in the other group. And just a moment or so ago, he had a little chat with our own Nick Teal.
Yeah, he just needs his black though, doesn't he? So he doesn't necessarily have to play for the red. He could also put the black safe if he wished, and that would make things difficult for Zhao. Yeah, he's chosen to do that. Clever thinking.
Trump 42.
And that's been a major change to his game in the last few seasons, and I believe a massive part of why he's become who he is now. He still goes for all his shots. He hasn't stopped going for them, but he has started playing them in a way that he's got a little bit of cover in mind as well.
Oh, long way out. Seems to play that rather tentatively for me.
It's just in his composure where he just lets himself down at the moment, but he's still very young. He can learn all these things.
The green, very surprising miss.
Well, he'll probably need more than that. I can't see him being able to get on the black anytime soon.
8. Zhao Xintong 8.
It is now.
Conceded, frame of the match, Judd Trump.